Hi guys. So as you may know, there's been a valve spring recall on the GT86, the FRS, BRZ. So basically it entails you take your car into a dealership, they remove the engine, strip it down to an extent, remove the valve springs and replace those. But along with that, there's gaskets that have to be replaced which are single use, fuel lines again which are single use which need to be replaced, and there have been a few horror stories coming out of people where the vehicles are failing within a day, a week, a month, a few thousand kilometers or miles of having the valve spring recall done. And it seems one of the major causes is that the technicians are either putting too much of the sealant or silicone on, or they're using the incorrect type. So what happens is there's bits of that sealant that break up and fall into the engine, down into the oil pan or sump, and get sucked into the oil pickup. Eventually it clogs the pickup, which means oil starvation, which means the end of your engine. So I've gone ahead and I've removed my sump and checked the pickup. I'm not going to go into the results of what I found yet. I'll speak of that towards the end of the video. So this is not meant to be a how-to video. It's more of just an account of my experience and what I found. Hopefully it can save a few engines if you go the route and drop your sump and have a look at the pickup and find that it is clogged. Hopefully you can end up saving your engine. Yeah, so we'll get into it now. Go. Okay, so let's have a look at what we gotta open here. The exhaust manifold is in the way, and if you can see that. So, thinking, remove the exhaust manifold. It's the bolt there. I think it's one on that end, one on there. That's all on this end. On the other side of the motor, 1, 2 in there, 3 in there somewhere, and then it's going to be these two as well, here and there. I've already unplugged the O2 sensor. Let's have a look at that quick. So O2 sensor was plugged in there, that's out. Okay, guard is removed. I'm debating whether to drain the oil first or remove the manifold. I think remove the manifold first, get that out of the way. Cool. unplug both of those differences. Both of them. And a bolt. 1, 2. What do you got? Okay, so hopefully I didn't damage that gasket too much taking it out. I'll have a look at it just now. You can see from when the motor was open, there's a whole lot of silicone on the cam cover. Okay, next, drain the oil and open up all of those little bolts and maybe do a bit of a cleanup if I have any energy left. See you in a bit. Okay, so oil's been drained, exhaust manifold is out, all that remains now is drop the sump. Let's have a look. Okay, doesn't look too bad. Whole load of bolts. So the plan is to loosen all of the bolts equally first, and then I'll just use a electric screwdriver to rattle them out. Cool. Okay, so after a lot of fiddling and fighting, the sump is out. I don't see any foreign objects or silicone in there other than just like that bit of dirt that I dropped in there. If you look at the bottom of the motor, also looks fairly decent. Still gonna remove that and have a look, but it looks decent. And then comes the job of cleaning off this silicone, which is a real pain in the ass. Yep. So, on to cleaning. Pickup is clean. Two short steps. Sump has been cleaned. There you go. It's fairly decent. I'm going to be applying some Loctite gasket maker. Have a look under. It's all clean. I'll give it one more wipe before placing the sump on. Thereafter, I want to just clean around all of these areas while I have the covers off. Don't forget that and that guy. Put on there. Okay. Think we're ready to install. Okay guys, we're nearly there. The exhaust manifold is back on, exhaust is connected up again. I just want to show you something I learned the hard way, and that is it's best to disconnect the exhaust at the overpipe. Just makes it much easier to maneuver and get the manifold out. I'm going to show you the overpipe. So that's the overpipe, it's just the 2 bolts. Instead of disconnecting it all the way down there at the knuckle, I disconnected the overpipe. That means that pipe, the light across, that pipe up there becomes easy to maneuver. Otherwise, you can't wiggle it around or move it, and it makes life much more difficult. The only thing remaining to do is replace the oil filter, top up with oil, and to fit the dust covers back. I'm not going to fit the dust cover back yet. I want to let the silicone cure. Thanks. I want to let the silicone cure, start the car up, check for leaks, and then if all is fine, I'll put the cover back. Cool. We'll continue tomorrow. Okay, let's start. looks like it's blowing from the exhaust gasket. You can see from the top here. Somewhere there. Here. So we're at the end of the excursion of removing the sump, and thankfully in my case there was no sealant or silicone or any sort of blockage on the oil pickup. There also were not any metal shavings or anything of that sort in the sump, so all good on that front. Overall, the difficulty of the job, if you only working with a scissor jack and jack stands, quite difficult. You can't get the car up high enough to allow proper access. So ideally you'd want a proper jack and get it high up on the jack stands, or if you have the vehicle on lift, that'd be perfect. It's super simple job. In my case it was a bit of fiddling around because I didn't go into it with any knowledge of how to remove the sump. I didn't realize I'm going to have to remove the exhaust manifold, but that eventually was done. A tip when you remove the exhaust manifold is loosen the overpipe. You'll find that from the exhaust manifold it goes back up and over the suspension arms, and where that joins to the rest of the exhaust, definitely remove that. It allows much more maneuverability on removing the exhaust manifold. So yeah, that's one thing I would have done differently. The rest of it, I was glad none of the bolts gave me any sort of hassle. Getting the sump off was difficult because of the sealant that Toyota had used. What I would suggest is putting a few little screwdrivers, or small head screwdrivers, along the sump and leverage all of them. Try and do it kind of simultaneously so you don't end up bending the sump. After getting the rest of that sealant off to create a clean surface was a bit of hard work, but eventually that got done. So would I suggest doing this job yourself? Well, if you're into the cars and you enjoy working on the cars, yeah, definitely, especially if you have the right tools. If you don't have the right tools, it's just not worth the effort. I'd say get somebody else to do it for you if you don't have a lift or a proper jack and jack stands and a socket set. Yeah, but overall not terribly difficult. If I had to do it again, I'll probably outsource it. So good luck with your cars. Hopefully you end up in a similar situation as mine, where the pickup is properly clean and you don't have any issues with that. If any of you do, appreciate if you drop a comment, and we'd like to know what happens in your case. Cool. Thanks. Cheers.